Hey guys, Ashley here, and today we're interviewing Dean Marc Musick. So first question, how are you today?
Doing okay, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing so. What is your favorite part of working in COLA?
I would say my favorite part of working in COLA is getting the chance to meet lots of new people. We have a very big college, people from all over the world, people with lots of different backgrounds, and I just love meeting people. And I also love helping people, and the college this size, I have lots of opportunity to help people.
What did you know about LAH before you were chosen as the new director?
So it turns out that I knew a lot about LAH for a couple of reasons. I've been a dean for 10 years, and as a dean, I've worked with LAH. I've worked with Professor Carver, the former director, who was awesome in the job. I've also worked with Stacy and Linda Mayhew, Stacy Amherst and Linda Mayhew for years. So I've just known in general a lot about the program. But learning the ins and outs of the program and kind of some of the traditions of the program actually came from another source, and that source is Tumblr. For years, and y'all don't do this anymore, for years you had a Tumblr blog called LAH Problems. And there was also one for Plan 2, and I subscribed to both, and I read them every day. And it was through reading the Tumblr posts that I started to get a feel for LAH and Plan 2. And like, for example, I didn't know there was an honors formal until I saw all the Tumblr posts about it. And so I learned a lot. I didn't know I didn't know who Pinto Carver was until I started reading the blog. I was like, Pinto Carver, what's this? And then I started learning about that. So actually I learned a lot about LH from the blog, from the Tumblr blog.
I feel so infiltrated. I didn't know that professors knew what a Tumblr was.
I used to follow Yik Yak.
Wow.
And sometimes I would post on Yik Yak. And the reason that I would follow it is because I was looking for students who would say, you know, something went wrong and I don't know what to do. And if I ever saw those messages, I would tell them what to do. And I wouldn't tell them who I am. I would just say, go talk to your advisor, or hey, it'd be a great idea if you talk to CMHC or something like that. But then I stopped following Yik Yak. I just couldn't take it anymore. But yeah, so yes, I do know what those things are.
Oh, wow. Surveillance is real, folks. Okay, so speaking of being a dean, what is your best memory from being senior associate dean of the student division?
I would have to say my best memory, a second ago I said one of the things that I love about being in liberal arts is the chance to help people. I would say my best memory comes maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I learned of a student who had been dismissed from the university several times, and I agreed to mentor her. And based on where she was in her academic standing, she had almost no hope of graduating. But I worked with her, I met with her regularly, and 3 semesters later she graduated. So when she walked across the stage was one of my happiest moments in this job.
And similarly, what is your best memory from your college experience here at UT?
So yes, I was an undergraduate. I got here in 1987 and graduated in 1992, and started as an engineering major and finished as sociology. I would say my best memory is actually the moment that I had in college when my life changed. And that was, I started engineering, I did an internship at NASA, and when I left the internship and came back to UT, I decided to drop out of engineering. I didn't want to be an engineer anymore. But rather than do the smart thing and drop my classes or withdraw, I just stopped going. So I had a semester of F's that semester. And then at some point, and then I went to sociology for my major, at some point I realized that I wanted to be a professor, and it's kind of hard to go to grad school, a good grad school with bad grades. So I knew I needed to do something to help me to get to grad school, and what I needed to do was find a professor to mentor me and help me learn how to do research. And I found a guy that might be able to help me, a guy named Chris Ellison. He was a brand new assistant professor, so I knew he had no students. So I took his class, and on the first day of class, at the end of class, I walked up to him and I said, I heard you had done a great job in grad school, and I want to go to grad school, will you help me? And he said yes, and that moment changed my life.
What's something that has changed about UT between your time as an undergrad and now?
The internet. You know, it's You have to imagine, just try to imagine being a student here without the internet. No email, no web, nothing. So even think if you're in a student organization and you're having a meeting and you want to tell people when your meeting is, how do you tell them? How do you tell them? Well, what did we do? Well, we put flyers up. We went into classrooms and on the chalkboard. You could actually, back then, the Daily Texan was a pretty thick newspaper. You could put notices in the Daily Texan. Word of mouth. If you want to communicate with a professor, show up at their office. There's no way to email them. I mean, think about this for a second. How would you be a college student with no internet, no email or anything? That's what we did back then, and it was fine. So the biggest change by far is the internet.
I can only imagine how crazy registration must have been without the internet.
Well, it's funny because when I first got here, registration was done a certain way, and it was pen and paper kinds of things, and then midway through my time here, they created an automated registration system over the telephone. Mm-hmm. So you would call a number and you would punch in a code, and that's how you register for classes. Mm-hmm. And it was called TEX. And when TEX happened, it changed our world because we didn't have to register in person anymore and do that stuff. Mm-hmm. TEX was pretty awesome. But just, like your laptop, the phone that you're filming on, that stuff didn't exist. I mean, you have to really understand everything was done on paper. Writing, I mean, we had computers, but not laptops. They were huge, bulky things. Mm-hmm. Dot matrix printers that took forever and were loud, and it was just a different world.
If you could tell your college self anything, what would you say?
So when I was in college, I think like a lot of students, I had my Friday nights where I was by myself, thinking I was a big loser and had nothing going on. I thought everybody else was out having fun and everything else, and I wasn't. And it was I still remember some of those nights being kind of depressed, like, why am I by myself on a Friday night? Of course, now I'm married with 2 children, and I wish I had Friday nights to myself. So I would tell my college self, it's going to be okay. Don't worry too much about it. Right now you're going through this, but you're becoming the person that you will eventually be. And I think those experiences were good for me because in my role as a dean, a student dean especially, it reminds me that there are students out there who are going through that as well. And so what I do is I try to create programs that help students, help connect students to one another so that no one feels like they're alone on this campus. As a Longhorn, this is my family, and I want everybody here to feel like they belong and that they feel welcome. And given the politics recently, safe on this campus. And so those experiences when I was younger have really ingrained that into me. And so now, as a dean, I try to carry that forward.
What is something you are most excited about for the upcoming year?
I think it goes back to one of the reasons I love being liberal arts. I love meeting new people, and I'm going to meet a lot of new people this year. But also, as a part of what I love about being a dean and being in administration is taking on new challenges and trying to build and grow programs and those kinds of things. In student division, over the past 10 years, we've had a lot of successes. And I faced a lot of challenges and done a lot of things, and Liberal Arts Honors is going to give me a whole new set of challenges. So that's exciting to me. I love trying new things, learning new things, and meeting new people moving forward. So yeah, that's very exciting.
What is one book that you think everyone should read?
There are some very influential books that have been written throughout history that I think could be of help to many people. But the one book that I think everybody should read is based on what you get out of college. When you come out of college, there are going to be 2 skill sets that everyone should have that will help you in your life for jobs, school, relationships, you name it. One of them is the ability to communicate effectively, and the other is the ability to work well with other people and understand other people. So in Liberal Arts Honors, we emphasize writing because we believe in the ability to communicate effectively, especially on paper. But in terms of working effectively with other people, I think everybody should read books about that. If there was going to be one book you read, it would be Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. The book has sold tens of millions of copies. It was written back in the 1930s, and you might think that it's dated and everything else, but the wisdom in that book will change your social interactions. So if you want to be effective in social situations, one-on-one, in groups, you'll be effective working with colleagues or meeting new people, that is the book to read. That's why it sold tens of millions of copies. So I would encourage every student to read that book at least once.
If you could play any song from the Tower Bells, what would it be?
So the students who know me well know the kind of music I listen to, and I listen to the kind of music you wouldn't expect. I don't need to go into details to what I listen to, but
I mean, I saw Evanescence on your computer screen.
I mean, one of my favorite bands is Slipknot. That gives you a sense of it. And I don't want to go into detail about why I love that kind of music, but I do. But actually, I think the song that I would play, and this is going to sound silly, is Happy Birthday. And the reason I play Happy Birthday is because most people, when you hear the song, you hear it at a birthday party. And birthday parties are usually happy affairs. So I'm imagining that if you played that song, for a moment, everybody on campus would have a burst of happiness, right? Because they would hear that song and they're like, oh, someone's birthday, I'm happy, it makes them happy. But then it would get them thinking, right? And they would think, I wonder whose birthday it is. And then they might start talking to other people about whose birthday is it. And it might get conversations going. And that's what I want. I want people to talk to each other. I want people to get to know each other on this campus. I want everybody to feel like they're part of a family. And so I think, and it's also pretty much universally known. Everybody knows that song. So the moment that it starts playing, everybody would know what it is. And everybody would be able to relate to it. It wouldn't be something that people would question. Everybody would know what that is. And I think it might bring people just a little bit of happiness, and that's not a bad thing. So that's what and it's out of copyright too. So.
That's such a good answer. I was just going to say Bad and Bougie, but it's fine.
And I don't know what that is.
Last but not least, what is your favorite drink?
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic.
Specifically a soda.
Soda. My favorite soda. Of course, I grew up in Houston, and growing up a Texas kid, my two favorite soft drinks were Dr. Pepper and Big Red. But now that I'm older, I shouldn't be drinking so much sugar, so I guess it would be Diet Dr. Pepper. Diet Big Red isn't so good, but I like Diet Dr. Pepper.
And it's so funny that you say that because we just so happened to brought a Diet Dr. Pepper
Wow,
for him.
that is awesome.
What a surprise.
Thank you.
I know. And I have my own. I'm not a fan of dark soda, so I have my own.
Is that Sprite?
Yes.
Okay.
And that was our conversation with Dean Musick.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you guys later.